Hello, my name is Dr. Abir Al-Majali. I'm one of the infectious disease faculty over at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria. And I'm here today to talk about the recent pause in the J&J vaccine. This recent pause on the J&J vaccine has made a lot of people nervous. In this video, I try to explain why this pause happened and if this really means that the vaccine wasn't safe to begin with. At the beginning, I would like to reiterate the same point that we have been making time and again about all three vaccines that are being currently distributed in the US. No steps were skipped in the development of these vaccines. None of them were rushed, and the research was complete before they were distributed to people out in the population. Let me step back and talk a little bit more about the usual steps in the development of a vaccine. The usual phases to clinically approve a vaccine are three phases. Phase one usually enrolls tens of people, maybe up to 100 healthy volunteers. These volunteers will receive the vaccine and will be monitored for any side effects, for the efficacy of this vaccine. And once that's established, we move on to phase two. In phase two, a few hundred people are enrolled. And again, in this phase, we are looking at both the safety and the efficacy of the vaccine in a little bit of a bigger population. And once that's established, we move on to phase three. In phase three, hundreds to thousands of people are enrolled. And in this phase, we are comparing people who do receive the vaccine to people who are not receiving the vaccine to establish, again, both the safety of the vaccine and its efficacy at what it's supposed to be doing, at its ability to protect us from, in this case, COVID-19. Once that is established, and once we start noticing some of the more common side effects, because now we have a little bit of a bigger population, and we establish that most of these common side effects are safe and tolerable, we move on to distribution, a wider distribution of the vaccine. And that's what most of you have heard of, which is the emergency use authorization, when the general population started receiving these vaccines. But our safety monitoring doesn't really stop there. After the vaccine is distributed out, people, including patients, their family members, their healthcare providers, and just healthcare professionals in general, will continue to monitor and report any side effects, serious or not. And these will be reviewed periodically, and so as to be able to stop if any serious side effects come to light. In this case, what happened is that 6 out of 6.8 million individuals reported a serious blood clot, a serious form of blood clot. So far, that is 0.00009% of all individuals who received the vaccine. These were mostly women under the age of 50 years old. At this point, there's really no proof that there is any link between the vaccine and the serious form of blood clot. But out of an abundance of caution, the FDA paused the administration of the J&J vaccine till we can have more information, till we can look a little bit more into the presence of any true link between the vaccine and blood clot formation. And this is what the pause is going to try to accomplish. We're either going to see a true link between the vaccine and the blood clots or no true link at all. Even if we do establish a true link between the vaccine and the blood clots, and this is a big if, even if, we would have to weigh for each and every individual the risk of getting a serious COVID-19 infection and the risk of developing the serious form of blood clot. And that is how a decision will be made as to whether someone can get this vaccine or not. Overall, I urge everyone to just be patient at this point. We will hopefully have more answers soon. If you are someone who did receive the J&J vaccine, you will most likely be fine. If you are within the 2-week period after receiving it and you develop any severe headaches, changes in your vision, leg swelling, shortness of breath, definitely seek help, but you will most likely be fine. So I would like to just reiterate again, this pause was out of an abundance of caution, And it was not because there is a true established link between the vaccine and the development of the serious blood clot.